friendships should be given their right places in your life. Don't overdo it, don't underdo it. The God of the universe loves us beyond measure and wants to be our friend. He desires to share with each of us a unique, unbreakable bond. This is First Things First, a devotional podcast where for 365 days, first thing each morning, we are going to be getting to know God better. We're going to be seeking His daily will for our lives and seeing how best we can seek first His kingdom. In short, we'll be putting first things first. Good morning, and welcome back to another beautiful morning of First Things First. It should be 5:46 on the dot. Wake up. It's another week to get some stuff done. To live. This week, we are going to be doing a series on friends, company, and influences. That's the theme for this week. And we're going to be exploring First Chronicles 19. I read this some mornings ago for my devotional, and I found it to be a very rich chapter with insights about friendships, and I thought it would be just perfect for a series for us to explore together. So, without further ado, let's have a word of prayer and we'll get into it. Father in heaven, thank you so much for another week. I pray that you will wake us up, that you will rejuvenate us, that you will fill us with your spirit so that we can overcome the different obstacles that may come in our way this week. I pray that we'll find joy, we'll find peace, and we will have a good week in Jesus' name. And for all the trials that await us, I pray that as our days, so our strength will be in your name. Amen. First Chronicles 19. The New Living Translation version of the Bible entitles this chapter, David Defeats the Ammonites. So, what we're going to do each morning, we're just going to read verses and I'm going to stop, I'm going to elaborate, and we're going to be going. First Chronicles 19, and today I'm going to stop at verse 2. So, I'm going to read verses 1 and 2. It's a story. Sometime after this, King Nahash of the Ammonites died, and his son Hanun became king. This is verse 2. David said, I'm going to show loyalty to Hanun because his father Nahash was always loyal to me. So David sent messengers to express sympathy to Hanun about his father's death. We haven't finished verse 2 yet. We're going to continue tomorrow, but I'm just going to stop about loyalty begets loyalty. David said, I am going to show loyalty to Hanun because his father Nahash was always loyal to me. So David sent messengers to express sympathy to Hanun about his father's death. Here we see that there's this other king called Nahash, who was David's friend. They had a good relationship. Nahash was the former king of the Ammonites, and David was king of Israel. They had a relationship, and because David wanted to honor this relationship with Nahash, he wanted to send sympathies to Hanun, his son, in light of his death. And David says something to his messengers that is key. He wants to respect the death of his friend because his friend was loyal to him. So even in his friend's death, David is being loyal. And as I said, our topic for today is loyalty should beget loyalty. Friendship should be mutual and reciprocal. For it to be mutual and reciprocal, we need to have an understanding of the friendships that we are in. So I think a rule for our friendships should be the extent to which someone is loyal to you, you should be loyal to them. And I don't mean matching people's energies, but I mean friendships should be given their right places in your life. Don't overdo it, don't underdo it. So friends should be able to come together and set the tone for what they want this bond between two parties to be. That's what I mean by, to the extent someone is loyal to you, you should be loyal to them. And if you see that someone is trying to overstep in your life, it's always fair to say, hey, I see that you are, caring, you're kind, I appreciate this, but we're not there yet. Or you can say, I see you as a friend, I treasure you, and I feel like you're not doing as much as I'd like you to do. Could you show up more for me? But our realities that we deal with, and I think it's fine to verbalize those things. The former can seem like a downgrade, but you don't want to hurt people by having them pour into you when you know that you don't want to be filled by them. Hello? Yeah, so I think don't be selfish. Let's not be. Oh my gosh, guys, watch out for the leeches and parasites. Watch out for leeches and parasites. Don't be selfish, guys. If you see people overplaying themselves, tell them to stop. Unless you kind of see that that's the type of person they are and they don't mind. But if they do it expecting you to do the same, then say, hey, I can see that you think we're at this level of friendship. We're actually not there. You don't have to say it this way. You don't have to say it verbatim as I am, or with this tone or whatever. Put it in your own words, let it land softly, and have mutual respect for one another. Two people should reserve the right to set the pace of their own friendship, because loyalty begets loyalty, and someone has to initiate the loyalty, right? And if it's not being reciprocated, that can be spoken about, and if it is, all the better. I want to end with Proverbs 18 verse 24. I'm gonna read the King James version first. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, right? So it needs to be mutual. There needs to be some reciprocity, yeah. And the rest of it says, and there's a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. So for all of you who feel like you don't have a friend, there's a friend in Jesus. Get to know him. Join us each morning so that we can get to know Jesus and the way he wants us to live. Yeah. That's it for today. Loyalty begets loyalty. I'm going to read it in the New Living Translation so that you can feel the shade. There are friends, in quotation mark, the words friends is in quotation marks, who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother. And the thing about the NLT version is a thought-for-thought translation of the Bible, while the KJV, I believe, is a word-for-word translation. So in terms of what was said is actually more closer to KJV, but the idea behind what was said is what I just read. So quote-unquote friends, which means fake friends, destroy each other. That's not what true friendship is. But a real friend sticks closer than a brother. Thank you guys for listening today. Remember, as always, to put first things first. My song recommendation is I Am a Friend of God by Israel Houghton. I think I need a song for the rest of this series, and it's not going to be I Am a Friend of God. We're just gonna start there. Alright guys, see you tomorrow.